Oh, okay.
I've just started, so
Do you want this? Yes.
just don't work in front. Where me? I'm just videoing that. If you want to get around, yeah. Sorry. Watch me cameras.
Are you streaming, Steve?
Yes. Should come up. Should come up with.
Refreshing.
Have a look on my phone. Grab my phone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Gippsland Sports Academy 2022 Awards Evening. My name is Judy Bahaja and I will be your MC for the evening. But I would like to begin with acknowledging that we are meeting here tonight on the traditional land of the Bryakalong people of the Gunai-Kurnai Nation and pay my respect to their elders past and present, as well as acknowledge any elders present here with us. And in the spirit of tonight's event, I would also like to recognise the tremendous contribution Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people make to sport, and wish to highlight the power of sport to promote reconciliation, enhance belonging, and reduce inequality. We have a few apologies. The Honourable Darren Chester, Miss Melina Bath, Member for Eastern Victoria, Mayor of Bass Coast Shire, the Mayor of Wellington Shire, and Mr Martin Cameron, Member for Morwell. But we would like to acknowledge and welcome Deputy Mayor of Baw Shire, Councillor Michael Leaney, Deputy Mayor of East Gippsland Shire, Councillor Arthur Allen, Latrobe City Councillor Mr Brad Law, and South Gippsland Councillor Scott Ray. The format of the evening very quickly will be the arrival of guests, which has already happened, the welcome, which has already happened, and very shortly we will call Chelsea Beachy up to read out the athlete oath. We will also have an introduction from the Chair of the Gippsland Sports Academy Board, Jim Vivian. He will make a special presentation to two long-serving members. We'll have our main meal. There will be 3 sports presented, swimming, tennis and netball. We'll then take dessert. There will be an athlete panel discussion tonight. And then we will go back into sport program presentations, clay target shooting, VRAS parasport and volleyball. And then towards the end of the evening, we'll have an announcement of the award winners of the Phil Shelley, David Drain, Darryl White and Tim Forsyth Awards. And we will close with remarks from the Executive Officer of the Gippsland Sports Academy, Miss Anita Pistrin. Could we please have Chelsea up here to read the athlete oath? Chelsea is the winner from last year's Tim Forsyth Award.
We swear that we will abide by the code of behaviour of the Gippsland Sports Academy and work towards the attainment of our full potential in our chosen sport. We will participate in fair and clean sporting competition, respecting all individuals and each sport's governing regulations, and have a continuing commitment to participate in the true spirit of sport to honour our Gippsland region and the Gippsland Sports Academy.
Thank you, Chelsea. Just a couple of housekeeping items. The restrooms are out the side doors here. There's one there and another door there. If you just go out through there, you'll see another set of double doors, and there's a big sign up there that says restrooms. I'm pretty sure you can't miss it. And if you have mobile phones, please avoid using them. Turn them down to silent or preferably turn them off. And now I would like to welcome the Chair of the Gippsland Sports Academy, Mr Jim Vivian, up to the stage.
Thanks, Judy. I too would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians on the land on which we meet, the Gunai-Kurnai people, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I would also like to acknowledge the attendance of the following people: Councillor Bradley Law from Latrobe City Council, Councillor Scott Ray, South Gippsland Shire, Michael Leaney, Deputy Mayor Bawball Shire, Councillor Arthur Allen, East Gippsland Shire, and your attendance and support of the Gippsland Sports Academy is greatly appreciated. Also attending tonight are some really valued sponsors. Moore Bowling Club, they sponsor our swimming program and have sponsored that for many, many years. And I welcome Jeff Sawyer, John Osborne, Jenny Duncan and Marika Gax. The Dog Shop sponsors our netball program. Kerry and Glenn Swenson and Adrian Olsen, welcome. Crane Civil and Engineering, Mick Crane. They are now sponsoring our clay target shooting program, which is greatly appreciated. Energy Australia, welcome David Bird, and they are sponsors of tonight's trophies. And our Tennis Victoria rep, Jade Collins. And on behalf of the Gippsland Sports Academy, welcome to the 26th GSA graduation evening. Occasions such as this are an opportunity to acknowledge the efforts of all our graduating athletes. Just as importantly, we also acknowledge the efforts of coaches, support staff and volunteers within each of the programs. Most importantly, I also want to recognise the enormous effort of all the parents and family members who have assisted in so many ways to get the athletes to this point tonight. The GSA continues to work closely with the Victorian Institute of Sport and Sport Recreation Victoria as our major financial supporters to maximise opportunities for young athletes in Gippsland. I would also like to acknowledge the continued support from the 6 Gippsland councils: Bass Coast, Bawball, East Gippsland, South Gippsland, Wellington and Latrobe City, whose continued involvement cannot be underestimated and is a demonstration of the whole of Gippsland model we all aspire to achieve. The GSA continues to deliver high-quality sports-specific skills training across 7 sporting disciplines, as well as sports science presentations and training in nutrition, strength and conditioning, and sports psychology. To all the sponsors, head coaches, assistant coaches, specialist consultants, and volunteers, thank you for your input into the athletes' development and the success of the current or the past GSA year. To the board, Howard Williams, Darryl White, Tanya Ryan, Jenny Hardy, Jenny Lewis, Sandra Timmer-Arenz, David Roberts and Rachel Miller, thank you all for your support and volunteering your time to assist in the governance requirements for a high-performance athlete program across Gippsland. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge the enormous efforts of the GSA office staff. Our Exec Officer, Anita Pistrin, Finance Administrator, Tanya Veerman, and Program Administrator, just newly joined us for 5 weeks only, Jude Bergman. Thank you all sincerely for your ongoing dedication and belief in what we are trying to achieve, and that is an investment in excellence. As Judy mentioned earlier, I would like to call on 2 GSA board directors, Howard Williams and Darryl White. Howard has achieved 20 years of service and Darryl has achieved 25 years of service, which is, I believe Darryl has been here since the inception of the GSA. Both these guys have given, as I've said, 20 and 25 years of dedicated service. They give of their time freely, and over those years of times the Academy has grown into what it is today, and it's a great effort and a great achievement by both of those 2 gentlemen. So if you'd like to come forward, and I'd like to present you with a reward. We need to get up there, or you can come here. You can come along there if you like. Thanks very much. Congratulations.
Daryl, do you just want to Well done.
Thank you all for your attendance tonight. Congratulations to all the graduating athletes, and I hope you all have an enjoyable evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jim. I'm just going to find my notes now, because I was all over the place. Here we go. Our main meal will be served very shortly. However, before we do that, I hope the GSA staff and board don't mind if I take the liberty of welcoming you here to the bowling club, the Morwell Bowling Club. It's described as meeting your every requirement through personalised and professional service, attention to detail and friendly staff. Its experience is welcoming and full of hospitality. The Morwell Bowling Club is the ultimate in function dining, and we are going to experience it for the first time tonight. So put your hands together for this great venue. Enjoy your meal. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're enjoying or have enjoyed your meal. Just before we do go on though, can we please give a round of applause to the Morwell Bowling Club for that great meal that we've just had. So as you know, tonight is all about the awards, and I'm going to provide you some background information about them. So we have the Phil Shelley Award, and that's named in honour of the inaugural Academy Executive Officer. He laid the foundations on which the Academy is now built. This award will be presented to an individual who's involved with the Academy directly, with one of the programs or as a volunteer. So the winner will be a person who has gone beyond their normal duties to assist the development of the sport and the athletes involved. The David Drain Award is awarded as an encouragement award and named after the late David Drain, who initiated the development of the Gippsland Sports Academy. This award is presented to an athlete that has shown consistent improvement in their sport. And the Darryl White Award, Darryl White, he's here tonight with us, who just received 25 years of service recognition. So this award is named after Darryl. He's been Academy Chair and he's sat on the board for quite a while. Darryl White, a very accomplished sports person in his own right and wonderful supporter of all sports across Gippsland. This award is presented to an athlete who is deemed to have been a high achiever in one of Gippsland Sports Academy's team-oriented programs. And finally, the Tim Forsyth Award, awarded for the most outstanding achievement, and is named after the Gippsland Sports Academy patron Tim Forsyth, a former Olympian in the sport of high jumping and formerly from Thorpedale. This award goes to any athlete who has excelled and had outstanding achievements for the year. Now, just before we start the presentations, athletes, we will call out your name. When your name is called up, please come up to the front, to the right, my right of the stage, and you'll receive your certificate. Please wait there. We will then announce the nominations of those awards of which I've just described, at which point then they will receive their trophies and you'll be escorted outside, or just out there in the foyer area where you met earlier. Have your photo taken and please quietly make your way back into our function room. So, first sports presentation. We're having a video? Okay, let's have a video. our athletes and coaches have been doing and the travels that they've had. So yeah, give them a round of applause. Great work. Our first program, Morwell Bowling Club Swimming Program for 2022/2023. And I would like to invite Dylan Muir to the stage, please, to give us a small overview of the program.
Good evening, everyone. I'm one of the many coaches involved in the GSA Sports Academy swimming program. Our program for the 22-23 season included 4 training sessions, splitting them between Warragul and GRAC Traralgon. The training sessions were split into 2 groups, the Performance Squad and Development Squad, catering for 38 swimmers and coached by 6 coaches from 5 of the Gippsland swimming clubs. And our specialist coach for the program was Lee Nugent, former Australian head coach of the 2004 and 12 Olympic team. We're very fortunate to again have Lee and his expertise to help develop both swimmers and coaches. Our coaches in the program were Bianca Boxon, Gary Cole, Brian Ford, Dean Cooch, Paul Myers and myself. For the first time in a number of years, we were able to bring back a camp as part of the Academy program. The camp was a 10-day trip to Sydney for the New South Wales State Championships and was offered to performance squad swimmers. The camp was attended by 11 Academy swimmers from 3 of the Gippsland clubs. From the Academy program, we had 25 swimmers qualify and compete at the Australian Age Championships on the Gold Coast in April. Of that group, there were 7 finalists: Ash Nichols, Olivia Bailey, Molly Cargill, Abby Paulet, Lockie Ballion, Olivia Holmes and Ryan Matheson. The highlight came from Olivia Holmes, winning bronze in the 100-metre backstroke at her first national championships. At a state level, our Academy swimmers were responsible for 20 gold, 8 silver and 7 bronze medals. And then at a big country and Gippsland level, the Academy swimmers were responsible for hundreds of medals, playing a huge role in the team point score, which helped 3 of the Gippsland clubs finish in the top 10 at the Victorian Country Championships, including 2 of the top 3 clubs. I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors from Victoria and Gippsland Swimming. Massive thank you to Morwell Bowling Club for their long-standing sponsorship. I think they've been a sponsor since the swim program started and are continuing to be a sponsor into the future. Thank you to the parents that helped out during our training sessions, and a big thank you to Dale Terry, Catherine Roberts and Jodie Bailey for the help on the New South Wales camp. And lastly, thank you to Anita Pistrin for her tireless hard work on putting the program together, seeking the funding and making the opportunities possible for our swimmers. Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan. I would also now like to call up Jeff Sawyer, please, from the Morwell Bowling Club, the chairman, to assist Dylan with the presentations. You are allowed to applaud. Come on. Get into it. So, athletes. Emily Orteri, Olivia Bailey, Lockie Bellion, Brodie Cargill, Molly Cargill, please make your way up as I'm calling your name, Layla Chapman, Claudia Croato, Zoe Dowler, Olivia Holmes, Riley Lowe, Austin Lumsden, Rani Matheson, Sienna Matheson, Sophie McKenzie, Sky Munro, Ash Nichols, Trinity O'Keefe, Abby Paulette, Aidan Pendlebury, Teddy Ripper, Maya Roberts, Zach Shearer, Jess Whiting and Kayla Wilson. And the Morwell Bowling Club Swim Program nominee for the Phil Shelley Award is Lisa Orteri. So Lisa, could you please make your way up here? This year, her expertise in swimming administration was utilised greatly by the Academy in assisting Anita enormously during her leg injury, setting up the swimming time trials and coordination on race day, together with her input into the New South Wales swim camp attended by the Academy athletes in December. Lisa has 2 children in swimming, Emily and Max, with Emily in the Academy, and we are grateful that she is willing to give back to the swim fraternity with her time and expertise. Lisa is an absolute workhorse for the swimming community at club, district and of course academy level. She's a secretary of the Traralgon Swim Club, a club with over 300 members, and child safety committee member. Announcing coordinator for Gippsland Swimming, not only being the voice at all local swim meets, but being responsible for the equipment, setup, maintenance and operations. And finally, medal, trophy and ribbon organiser for the Gippsland and District Traralgon Club. Thank you, Lisa, a very worthy nominee of the 2022 Phil Shelley Award. And the Morwell Bowling Club Swim Program nominee for the David Drain Award is Ash Nichols. Ash has been an exceptional athlete this season and has shown amazing improvement across all 4 strokes in all distances. In every level of competition this season, Ash has raced with a mature and open-minded approach and has taken on board feedback both constructive, positive, with a level of humility and maturity. Ash has raced championships in all levels this season, swimming finals and winning medals at both state and national competitions. Ash has stepped his training up in terms of consistency and effort all season and is truly on track to become an impressive open athlete in years to come. He has continually strived to achieve both short and long-term goals in both his short course and long course seasons and has improved in all his personal bests of strokes and all distances for both seasons. It's been a pleasure to coach Ash this season, and I'm sure as he continues to develop, Ash will have plenty more success to come in his future. Congratulations, Ash. And the Morwell Bowling Club Swim Program nominee for the Tim Forsyth Award is Olivia Holmes. Olivia is a fighter and a competitor, no matter if it is training, racing, competing against others, or competing against her own times. Liv wants to win. Despite her competitiveness, she has a great heart of gold and will always congratulate, support and help her fellow teammates and competitors. She wears her emotions on her sleeve, always being open about how she is feeling and allowing the coaches to help her work through her thoughts to help her get the most out of herself when she hits the water. Liv is always talking and will hit the wall on a quality set, continue to tell her story, then push off when she hears the next go. Always making sure she hits her times and still gets to tell her story by the end of the set. Liv is there to work hard and get results, but always have fun doing it. Never change. Congratulations, Liv. Thank you. Morwell Bowling Club Swim Program. Thank you very much. Photo. Our next sport is tennis, and I would please like to welcome up Tennis Victoria representative Jade Collins to provide an overview for us.
Thank you, everyone. So I have this speech on behalf of Aidan Fitzgerald, the coach of the tennis program. So if I'm speaking, I'm not speaking on my behalf, I'm speaking on Aidan's. Just feel like it makes more sense that way. So it's an honour to be with you in spirit this evening. To have so many elite athletes, coaches, organisers and managers here is very humbling. What everyone has achieved in their time in the GSA in their past years must not be taken lightly and undervalued, but also be excited about your future possibilities. The hours of dedication put into your craft, whether it's running faster, jumping higher, crafting the perfect lesson plan, to getting funding, talking to committees and governments to make it happen, or looking over all the programs, every part of this organisation is run at an elite level and everyone should be commended. And I hope everyone also know how much of an honour it is. I mean, it's not like we're Barwon or the Bendigo region, this is Gippsland. There's nothing given here, everything is earned. Excellence lives in Gippsland. Our tennis program continues to push everyone to their potential. 6 sessions for the year spread out all over Gippsland. Tennis, like every other sport, is another avenue to truly find who you really are. It's a very long road to it, if not never ending, but we did some searching this past year. Though most of it happened without them knowing, we crafted more game styles for the individual, got them to find their strengths and exploit weaknesses, and challenged them on the way, what they do and why. But all athletes grew internally and externally, and it was great to see and be a part of. It all came together collectively in September last year when we won the Inter-Academy Challenge for the 3rd year in a row. The way the team really became a team is the biggest reason for the win, and I hope everyone is using their winner's towel to wipe all the sweat away to make it a 4th year in a row. The sun has set on my time in the academy, and what a great 5 years it has been. I've worked with some of the best athletes and people in the business. Trent and his crew at Control High Performance has made every coach's life easier and held the highest standard. Thanks to Tennis Victoria for the support and allowing me to do this great job. All the parents have been awesome and so supportive of their children. It's been great and refreshing to see. And lastly to Anita, I can't imagine two more polar opposite people, you yin and me yang, but we've made it work and worked really well, and I've really enjoyed it. But the luckiest people here are you, because I can guarantee you the new coach, Jason's speech, will be easily half the time of the shooting coach's speech, and that's about 1/10 of the length of the swimming speeches, so that's a big win. Anywho, enjoy your journeys because it'll be one hell of a trip.
Thank you, Jade. Bit of a character. Now, athletes, I will call your name, so please come up as you hear your name. Ethan Bahara. Was that right? No. It's not him. Anna Banson, Candice Bramwell, Elena Collison, Patrick Dorian, Heath Campus, Noah Kelty, Louis Lazaro, William Martin, Riley Nave, Bella Prince, Campbell Scott, Ethan Sutherland, and Andrew Thompson. Could you just make your way over to the right of the stage when you receive your certificate, please? The tennis program nominee for the David Drain Award is Patrick Dorian. Dedication, work ethic, leadership, but his best qualities are seeking advice and then acting upon it to improve. He is a great kid, works his tail off in every training session, always looking to find ways to improve not only his game, but also himself as a person. He was my anchor last year. There were a few athletes that could lose the plot, concentration, and look to derail the session, but Pat was the one that would pull them back in and kept the session flowing. He was also a great leader. We had a lot of new participants in the program last year, and he made sure he made all of them feel comfortable and hence helped create an environment where they could be themselves and improve at a greater rate. You don't get many athletes that are great teammates, but also have the drive to improve themselves. So congratulations, Patrick. That's an amazing blurb about you. Well done. The tennis program nominee for the Tim Forsyth Award is Riley Nave. Riley has had a sensational year, growing his universal tennis ranking from 3.97 to 5.97 last calendar year. A growth like that is very rare. Most only look to improve it for 1 point a year. He had some big results in tournament play with 2 third-place finishes and also recorded his biggest win against a 6.8 universal tennis ranking player. With a great work ethic and passion for the game, it will be exciting to see how Riley's UTR will continue to climb short and long term. And his current national ranking in Australia juniors is 1,765, which is a pretty amazing ranking. Well done. Congratulations, Riley. Our next program, this is going to be funny. The Doc Shop dare to develop a diamond netball program. I'm just going to hand you over to the former head coach, which is me. So I'm going to say just a quick few words. Our coach team worked very well as a unit. It's extremely pleasing to see them all taking steps forward in their coaching. Former Australian diamond player and England Roses coach Sue Hawkins was an invaluable asset and made all the difference, not only to the athletes, but to the coaches. Sue was definitely this program's point of difference. We had 17 athletes identified to trial for Talent Academy. In addition, and from 2021, athlete Grace Van Tilburg was invited to trial for the 17 and under state team, which means throughout Victoria in that age group she's in the top 50. In 2022 we included competition as part of the program, and the athletes were super excited at the prospect of measuring their skills against teams they wouldn't normally compete against. And this proved to be extremely successful. It allowed coaches the opportunity to plan skill development sessions, focusing on areas of improvement and polishing already well-developed skills. We had exceptional results. We finished first in the state at the Victorian inaugural Inter-Academy tournament. It was an absolute fairy tale way for me to end my role as head coach of this program after 7 years involvement. I want to say thank you to all the support staff at GSA, to the board, to all the support staff programs, and especially to Kerry and the team at the Doc Shop for your continued support of our program. It was great for me to be involved in it since its reintroduction. The last time we were involved in a netball program, the coach that started that, initiated that, was none other than the former Australian Diamonds coach, Lisa Alexander. And so we had some big shoes to fill. We were never going to fill them, but I think we're going okay. So I wish you all the best, Joe, Carol, Jay, for your, and Jodie, not those two aren't here today, but for your future with this academy program, and I know it's going great guns, so thanks very much, everybody. So the Doc Shop dare to develop a diamond netball program. Athletes are Jazz Anstey, Mia Bellinger, Natalie Begovic, Susanna Blinds, Tanner Boyle, Madison Brady, Dakota Breyer, Brooke Carl, Eva Corcoran, Sage Deenan, Tara Dyehood, Lily Dinsdale, Maisie Duck, Briley Earwicker, Ruby Fulgrave, Talia Hammond, Shari Harris, Lucy Heber, Isha Hibbert, Mackenzie Lett, Courtney McWhinney, Gemma Medley, Aaliyah Munich, Lara Noblet, Ellie, I didn't call up the sponsor to present the certificates, sorry. Ellie, I'm sacked, that's it. Ellie Pearson, Tyler Peters, Amber Rickard, Tyler Stewart, Marley Stothers, Claire Thorburn, Sienna Wilkinson, and Kira Wilson. Thanks, Adrian. And for those of you wondering about the Doc Shop, it's a one-stop shop for your business data security needs. They offer professional data storage and destruction services, Australia-wide to all businesses, clients, big or small. They pride themselves on having a professional and sustainable approach to business data solutions while still providing friendly, personal customer service. One call to the Doc Shop can save you making several separate inquiries. Local business, well done, thank you. And the Doc Shop Netball Program nominee for Phil Shelley is Joanne Bellinger. Come on down, Joey. Jo, as she is affectionately known, was identified as a coach with the GSA for her ability to bring the best out in players. She quickly began to leave her mark on the squads, encouraging them to be the best while also embedding values into the young athletes. Jo joined the Academy 5 years ago, during which time she earned her intermediate coaching accreditation and being appointed as an assistant coach with the Victorian Netball League Club Hawks. In a role she's held for 3 years. Jo was called on to lead the GSA sessions. It was a task that she did seamlessly, her confidence and knowledge as a coach continuing to grow. Jo continues to work at grassroots coaching, Sale Football Netball A grade, and Gippsland League's 17 and under representative team. She is a tireless contributor to the sport of netball through the development of young players and is a worthy nominee for the Phil Shelley Award. Phil. The Doc Shop Netball Program nominee for David Drain Award is Isha Hibbert. Just having turned 14, Ish has an incredibly mature level of respect in what it takes for her to play the sport of netball. She continues to improve with every session and match that she plays, something that can be only attributed to her level of commitment and determination, both on and off the court, as well as her clear gratitude towards those who support her netball ambition and dream. She lives and breathes netball, a fierce competitor taking on every challenge, even when opposition coaches try every trick in the book by putting boys against her in an effort to slow her impact on the game. She just works harder, and she loves that challenge. She has an exceptional knowledge of the game and has already commenced imparting her knowledge to young players in her role as coach of the 11 and under Phillip Island Football Netball Club team. Ish also plays at Waverley on a weekly basis in Gippsland Storm's 15 and under first team. She's been selected to represent West Gippsland football netball competition as a bottom age player in the 15 and under, and actually on Sunday, that team, the 17 and under team, played in the finals and they were short a player and she was the one that they called up, so that says quite a bit. Isha isn't quite old enough yet to play senior netball. She's exploring her opportunities to play with the 17 and under, which she was rewarded with on the weekend. She's a very exciting talent and is the whole athlete package who never shies away from a challenge, and is a very deserving winner, nominee of the David Drain Encouragement Award. Well done. And the Dog Shop nominee for the Darryl White Award is Lara Noblet. Lara has progressed through the Netball Victoria pathway in the last 3 years, beginning by representing Moe District Netball Association, seeing her compete and be talent identified at association championships. From there, successfully progressed through to the Gippsland Sports Academy to her current program and the next step in the pathway, Netball Victoria Talent Academy. Lara was only 12 years of age when she was first identified. She has been selected into the Victorian Netball League Club Saints Development Squad as a training partner. Lara spent only 1 year in the GSA before quickly being identified as an exciting young talent with strong potential. The talent scouts were particularly impressed with Lara's coordination, being that she was only 12 and quite tall. She currently stands at 186 centimetres. She's been training fortnightly with the VNL Club Saints since 2022, after being identified from hundreds of players vying for a position with the prestigious club. Lara is a training partner, only of which 5 places were offered by the club. On the domestic stage, Lara plays for Ballara in the 15 and under, as well as in the B grade, an opportunity that will see her polish her skills in the open age competition. Lara will also seek feedback from coaches, never takes anything for granted, a mature head on young shoulders. She understands that only hard work will bring her rewards. She displays a quiet and respectful demeanour, will always do her best to implement instructions, and has a clear vision of her future in netball with a realistic approach. She truly is a coach's dream. She's a rarity in sport. She has a strong understanding of teamwork on game day and at training, but also the individual work that is required to make this come together. Now, if that's not enough, I'm just going to add a little bit more. Lara has just come home from Perth, where she competed in the Maris National Netball Competition. They made the semi-final, so she represented Lavala and Terrelgan, but an absolute huge achievement. She made the All-Australian team. Super proud of you. Lars? Okay. Photo. Thank you, Adrian. And I believe we're having dessert. Got to do photo? Me? Oh yes, I've got to do photo. Enjoying your dessert. Just a little FYI, there's some tea and coffee over on that back wall over there if you're keen to get yourself a hot beverage. We are going to go into the second part of our night. Normally, over the years, we've called on some very high-profile guest speakers, but this year the Academy has decided that they want to reinvest in their own athletes, and so there's a panel of 5 that I'm about to call up who will take part in a bit of a question and answer sort of session. They'll talk a little bit about themselves, I will ask them some questions. Hopefully they've thought them through and we'll answer them quite nicely. And please, as an audience, if you have any questions that you would like, toward the end we will ask if there are any, so please consider them. Please make welcome from the Crane Civil and Engineering Clay Target Shooting Program, Lucas Ferlin. The Dog Shop Netball Program, Ruby Fulgrave. The Moral Bowling Club Swimming Program, Zoe Dowler. And from tennis, Riley Nave. And volleyball, Jack Johnson. Now, on a couple of seats there, woo, go Jack. On a couple of your seats there are some microphones. Please make yourselves comfortable. We'll have a chat to all of you for about 30 minutes. Maybe I might need to see you a bit better than that though. Are they okay with you, the way they're set up?
The big blue one over the other side.
The big blue one, go to the other side. Blue wiggle, go to the other side. How's that? Is that better?
Beautiful.
Okay. All right, so we will get you all to introduce yourselves. You're up here for about 30 minutes, so just chill out, have a nice little conversation amongst yourself when I ask you some questions. So we want you to tell us all about your experiences in the Gippsland Sports Academy, but not just the Academy, in life. So let's start with the blue wiggle. Introduce yourself.
So I'm Riley Nave, or the big blue guy. Cool. I play tennis in Druin, mainly into Melbourne. I go to school in Warragul, and I'm a proud Carlton supporter.
Proud what?
Carlton supporter.
Who?
Down the bottom, you have to look at the bottom, not the top.
No, there's nothing wrong with Carlton. My husband's a Carlton supporter. Can't be perfect. Anyway.
Yeah, my name's Lucas Felden. I've been competing in clay target shooting since 2019 and have been in the GSA also since 2019, which I've enjoyed very much.
Hi, I'm Ruby Fulgrave. I play netball. I've been in this Dare to Develop the Diamond program for 3 years now. I was selected when I was 11 and now I'm 14. I play for Sale Football Netball
Club.
club. And I play for the under 15s and I go to school in Bansal at Naval College.
Yay.
I'm Jack Johnson. I play volleyball mainly in Melbourne and the Latrobe Valley. I played state in 2019 and went to Canberra for national championships and was shadow player in 2022 and 2021.
Hello, I'm Zoe. I'm a swimmer and I've been swimming since 6 years of age. I've competed at both state and national level. I'm currently in Year 12 at Warragul St Paul's and next year I hope to go to university and to compete osteo.
Okay, these are our 5 athletes that we will be learning a bit more from. Please make them feel as comfortable as you can. It must be a very daunting experience being up here. As you've heard, who's the oldest up here? Come on, don't lie about your age already.
We're about 16.
Both 16, so that's it. 16 years old, that's the oldest that we've got up here. So I'm going to throw a few questions at our young athletes and they will give us their take on it. Let's see, who do we start with? Lucas, we'll start with you. What do you think makes a champion?
I think there's a lot of factors when it comes to making a champion. Someone who's very dedicated in what they do and very motivated to, outwork other people and be willing to do the hard work that other people aren't doing, which ultimately allows them to be better than everyone.
And so, saying doing the hard work that other people aren't doing, that requires them an enormous amount of sacrifice?
Yeah, definitely. Especially in my sport, there's not a whole lot of training I can do during the week. So doing other things like, going to the gym and mounting my gun as I do, which other people don't generally do, it helps me get over the line when I need it most.
And what sort of sacrifices do you make?
There's definitely many. Being in high school, there's many parties that sometimes you want to go to, but you necessarily can't because you have a competition the next day or a big competition coming up.
Yeah, I used to miss out on a lot of parties too. Just kidding. That's why I'm up here emceeing. Okay, let's go with Jack. Do you have a microphone? Good boy. Okay, now, what do you define as success?
Someone who works hard and achieves their goals while having fun at the same time, not like you have to enjoy it at the same time.
So what makes it enjoyable? If you're working so hard, and we've just heard from Lucas about the sacrifices that he makes, and I'm sure that all of you make the same sacrifices, what makes it enjoyable? I mean, if you've got your friends saying, I'm going to a party, and you go, I can't go because I've got training, you know, how do you make it enjoyable?
Just like the little rewards you get and like the feeling you get when you achieve what you've done from all the hard work that you've done.
And what about being sort of grateful, I suppose, to the people around you? That's pretty important too, isn't it?
Yeah, especially parents. They're probably the biggest factor in sport for kids.
I don't know, sometimes coaches go through a bit as well. That's okay. Zoe, what's been the most memorable time for you in the GSA?
I think being able to attend training sessions with lots of competitors all over Gippsland. And I also think being able to have development days with when, for example, Brenton Ford came to one of our training sessions and did some underwater work filming with us, which allowed us to further develop our technique and to further improve so that we can enhance our performance on race day.
And most people would listen to that response and think, wow, that's pretty amazing, and you're very focused on, obviously, and enjoying what we just heard about the importance of enjoying what you're doing. When do you get downtime? Well, when you've got downtime, what do you do?
Well, because I'm in Year 12, a lot of my downtime is study.
So you don't get any downtime?
No, not really, no.
But do you do anything outside of it?
I spend time with some of my friends, go to a few parties, but no, there's not a lot of downtime.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough too. You've got a lot on your plate. Rubes, this one's for you. So imagine that you're competing at any level, highest, lowest, middle of the road, don't really care. Who would you most like to have on your team?
I would like to have Danielle Fowler on my team because of her amazing height, and as a mid-quarter it'd just be so easy to just feed it in. Won't have to worry about any defenders trying to grab that ball because of her amazing height and arms, just easy grab. And her shooting accuracy right under the ring is just easy.
She's a pretty intimidating character.
Yeah.
Just to let everybody know who she plays for.
Fever.
She plays for West Coast Fever. They're lining up against the Vixens, I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, or tomorrow or Sunday, one of those days. In the elimination final. They're premiers at the moment, West Coast Fever. Yeah, this will be their third grand final appearance in a row. And she's very tall. She's probably 198, yeah, she's huge. And she's not just tall, but she's got a really good presence on the court too. Yeah, developed a bit of athleticism along the way, which is always pretty handy. So, Blue Wiggle, Riley.
That's good.
On the opposite side, who would you least like to compete against?
Well, that's a tough question.
They're all tough questions. I like to think they're all tough questions.
It's always hard to compete against friends.
Yeah, so how does that go?
Well, it's also bragging rights involved.
Yeah, that's true.
Once you lose.
Have to front up at school the next day?
Yeah. It's also hard when you play someone better than you, but it's also an opportunity to improve with your game.
So how do you deal with that? So you're on the bottom side. Any one of you can answer this. You're on the bottom side of the score. It's not looking so great. You've worked so hard to get to where you are, and you really had this great feeling that you were going to do an amazing job. You're just going to go out there and absolutely crush it, and it hasn't worked. How do you deal with that? Who wants to answer? You can go for it.
When you just got to remember why you're there. You're there to enjoy it. You're there to have fun. You're there to try and win. You're not always going to win. So
you're not always going to win. You're absolutely right, and there is always a positive in whatever it is that you've done, whether it's been a win or not a win. There's always a little win there somewhere, whether it's on the board or not on the board. Who do we want to go with next? Jack. what are your values when it comes to playing sport? Or just even as a human, outside of the arena?
Probably just team building, because volleyball's such a team sport. It's like the whole sport's based around. So that's probably the biggest value in volleyball.
So your team sport, you think that's huge for you. How do you do you set any of those values though around the team?
Yeah, every game we sort of just look at how the team can play as good with each other to succeed in each game.
Yeah, so you just continue to encourage them, work them along, and it doesn't matter if the score's not going your way, there's still always something there that you can work towards.
Yeah, look at for it as an opportunity to develop and adjust.
Yeah, great. Zoe, just still on values, what do they mean to you?
I think morals and values are very important because they basically build up your character and who you really are. And I think that they basically build the foundation of what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve it, and basically the decisions that you make and the behaviour that you have in order to be influential and successful in what you want to do. And it also allows you to strive for your goals and stay determined and to make sure that you stay on task and achieve what you ultimately want to achieve. And how because that's, again, a very well thought through response, but how have you managed to develop those values? Who've been your influences? Probably one of my biggest influences is Brian Ford, who's the head coach at the Toronto Swim Club. He's very much about not only building yourself as a swimmer, but also building yourself as a person, and to not only be a champion swimmer, but a champion person. And ultimately, who you are is built on the foundations of your morals and values and what you want to get out of your sport.
Yeah, and I always say this a lot to my young athletes and kids that I coach, you never know who's watching. So really, really important that you're always at your best. And some days you're having awful days, they're not the day that you want to be there, you want to stay in bed, but I always try to remind them that you never know who's watching. Thanks. So, Lucas, friendships are made through sport. I'm pretty sure we're all confident in agreeing with that. So which of your heaviest and hardest competitors, or are you friends with any of your hardest competitors, and why?
Yeah, definitely. Well, my sport of clay shooting involves me travelling a lot interstate and meeting a lot of new people. And with my junior, but still being a junior, there's the junior age is under 21, so still competing against people that are much older than me can be intimidating at times. But you know, I've managed to meet a few friends from different states, which I enjoy when I go away. But also, it's sort of it's difficult because when you're out there, you want to compete and beat them because for the team selections, and you want to be better than them. And yeah.
How do you maintain that focus? How do you set yourself that focus to say, Riley's one of my closest friends that I've met and I've had a great time with throughout my sport, but I'm coming up against him now and I just have to beat him. So how do you do that?
I think it's just going into your process and know what works for you best, not worrying about them until you know it's finished and it's over with. And just doing your best that you can do and not worrying about that while you're out there.
And what do you do at the end?
Yeah, you go back friends and congratulate them and be good sportsmen too.
Super important, well done. Jack, if you had your time as a beginner in volleyball now, what would you tell, so your age, what would you tell your younger self as you're just first starting out?
Probably work more on like your body development as well as the sport development, because strength and conditioning is like way more important than you realise later on, being stronger than all the others and jumping higher and things like that.
And are you working on that at the moment?
Yeah, that's my main focus now, but yeah.
You started to realise that?
Would have been better if I started earlier.
Yeah, okay, that's a really important point. We all just want to get out there and play, but there's a lot of preparation that needs to go on in advance of that. Bruce, I've got one specific to you. What are your thoughts on this development and growth of boys in netball?
I think netball isn't a gender-specific sport. I think it should be played by both genders, boys and girls, because boys bring a different aspect to the game. They have different ways to play it, of their physical strength, their height, and their movement.
Yes, they definitely do. Have you played against boys?
Yes, I have.
Mixed team or one or two opponents? How's it worked?
Just one or two in under 13s.
Yep.
The Gippy League.
In the Gippsland League, yeah. How did you go?
It was different. They don't play it's a different game to being playing on a girl. They are less physical. They don't go for every single ball. They are more
A little bit intimidated.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. Try not to sort of go to the body. Do you think they're as strategic? They understand the game as much?
Yes, I think so. I think they're a bit more critical about the game.
About their game or the game?
The game.
Are they?
Yeah.
What do they say? Because I want to go and tell them off. What do they say?
It's just how they play is different. Yeah.
Yeah, as you said before, their ability to do that vertical jump is pretty amazing. Their speed is really difficult to manage as an opposition player. Yeah, they do it very differently. I think probably the thing for them is they're caught up in little areas of the court where they probably would like to not be caught up in that space. Yeah. Riley, who do you look up to and why?
I've probably got the Andy Murray.
You look a bit like Andy Murray, I'm going to say that.
Do I?
Doesn't he?
Is that a compliment or an insult?
I'm not sure. It depends.
I look up to him because, well, he's a really good player. A long time ago, before I was born, and he had surgery. He did his hip. He has a metal hip now, and he's trying to come back and play tennis again.
Yeah, he's taken a long time to get his reward. He did a lot of hard work.
Yep, and he donated all his prize money to charity as well. One of the years he played, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing what those elite athletes do. I mean, if you look at Roger Federer, he started his school in one of the African nations, and yeah, they're pretty amazing with what they donate.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Do you donate your prize money? Have you had any prize money?
No prize money.
No prize money yet. Okay. Now, I've got one, just general question. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but this one's on a little bit of a different perspective. Have you ever had any doubt about your ability to be your best? Now, just a yes or no answer. Ever come up in days where you've just gone, I can't do this today, or this is not working for me?
Yep.
Yep, and how have you overcome it? So you can all take a turn in responding to this, if you want. Off you go, Riley.
Oh, just remembering it's not always your day. You can have another good day coming up. Just enjoying it while you're there, I guess.
And when that happens to you, is there something that or somewhere that you like to go and then just chill out?
Like after the game?
Yeah.
Oh, not really. No.
Yeah, so just get on with it?
Continue as normal.
Yeah,
Forget
okay.
about it, move on.
I like your style. Lucas?
Yeah, definitely. There's going to be days, as Riley said, that you're not performing your best, and it's overcoming that and finding ways how you can overcome that and manage it in a way to improve for the next competition. Specifically to my sport, we compete over a number of days, and some days you might not shoot your best and produce your best score, but it's finding ways to overcome it and be better the next day.
Yeah, that's easier said than done though. Yeah. Thank you. Ruby?
Yes, I have had many days when I doubt myself, especially when I go play down in further, against harder teams and more talented people. You just gotta tell yourself you can do this, think positive in your head, and just go back to the basics.
And that's what works for you, just taking a breath and thinking to yourself, I need to change this, and I'm just going to keep it simple, and then build it up from there.
Yeah.
That's your best approach. That's great. Well done. Jack, how do you go?
Yeah, I just try and use it as an opportunity to learn from it and like what I can do to fix this next time or to prevent it from happening, probably.
And do you have anything other than thinking about it and then, so do you go and reflect after the game?
Yeah, mainly after, probably, yeah.
Okay. Do you like to have conversation with people straight after, or do you kind of like to just be on your own and have a think about it? You know, how do you respond?
I think I process it by myself first usually, so I can understand it through my head first and then talk to others.
Yeah, okay, that's another great process. And Zoe?
Yes, there are many days where I don't perform the way I want to perform, and there's many times throughout the season where I don't perform how I want to perform for long periods of time. But I think it's more about thinking about how I'm swimming or how I'm approaching my races and not necessarily looking at the end result, because ultimately the end result is just a product of what you've done prior. So I think it's more about going back to training, talking to coaches, reflecting on what you can improve on, and not looking at the end result, which is your time, but more thinking about how you execute a race plan or how you perform in certain areas such as your skills, your starts, your turns. So looking at the little things as opposed to just the end result.
And when you are having one of those days, again, do you go away from the pool and like to just reflect on your own, or do you stay at the pool and have a conversation with your coaches at that point?
Sometimes I like to just go home and think about where I am at the moment and what I want to get out of my swimming, but a lot of the time I'll sit down at the start of the session or the end of the session and talk to my coach and say, hey, I'm not too happy with how I'm going at the moment, where do you think I'm at, where do you think I can improve and help me through what I'm going through.
And so just hearing you say that, and this is another question for all of you, sport's obviously been a big part of your life. The transferable skills, can you see what they are into just your everyday life? And what are some of the things, the experiences that you've had where you've thought to yourself, if Ruby, for example, if I was playing on this netball team at the moment, how would I manage this person that's being very difficult? So just, think about that and give me a bit of an answer. All of you can answer it. What's your transferable skills? Doesn't just have to be about the difficult person, it can be about the positive thinking.
Well, you're always under pressure in sport. I teaches you how to stay calm under pressure and bring your A game, which is pretty important in life.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucas?
Yeah, definitely with my sport, I've learned to become a lot more independent and not rely upon others to get me to a certain place, and focusing on myself more, in which allows me to improve more.
Bruce?
Yeah.
You must have had a coach who's looked at you and said, come on, you need to do better than that. Not looking at anybody.
Yeah.
And then what do you say to them? You just say, I'm doing my best, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. Your skills will transfer. How about you, Jack?
It helps with communication with people even outside of sport, because you're so used to always communicating on the court. It goes into your everyday life as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Zoe?
I definitely think that it teaches you a lot of life lessons like perseverance, resilience, time management, and at the end of the day, life's not easy and there are always going to be ups and downs, but it's how you get around that and how you keep pushing forward to achieve your goals.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for those responses, but before we send you back to your seats, do you have anything else that you'd like to add? Does anyone out there have any questions for these amazing young people? Any of our current athletes? No? Okay, so everybody, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the future of our sport and our community. Lucas, Ruby, Zoe, Riley and Jack, thank you very much. I don't know about you, but I think that beats an elite speaker any day. Well done. Are you happy with me here? excuse us while we do a few house renovations.
Yeah.
Okay, we will now continue after that very motivating and enlightening insight into the life of our athletes with our sports presentation. Our next sport is the Crane Civil and Engineering Clay Target Shooting Program. And I'd like to invite Head Coach Andrew Brady up to say a few words, please. Oh, hang on, we've got to do a video. Sorry. You can tell I'm not in the video.
Firstly, thank you to the GSA. Our sport is extremely grateful to be part of such a great organisation. To our sponsors, Crane Civil, Beretta Australia and the Victorian Clay Target Association, we thank you for your contributions and your continued support. A special thank you to the parents. Your commitment to our athletes' goals is much appreciated. Thank you to our athletes. Your dedication to our sport plays a key part in the program's success. Our team of coaches are very privileged to be part of your sporting journey and look forward to watching your careers progress for many years to come. Thank you to our director, Anita, for giving us the freedom to grow our program with some fresh ideas that have built up during COVID. As during COVID, we were restricted from growing and just focusing on getting through our sessions one by one. We're very fortunate to be able to run sessions at the Melbourne and Frankston Gun Clubs, as well as our regular Gippsland clubs, Currumbara and Bairnsdale. We had an official photographer at each session, which was a great addition to the program. We thank Master Lesnar, our photographer, for all the awesome photos he took throughout the year of our athletes. To our assistant coaches, a huge thank you to all of you. Without your assistance, we would not be able to offer the level of service we do to our athletes. We got the year off to a great start with Jim Vivian firing the first shot of the season. It did take Jim several shots to finally hit one, but he got the job done. Anita did mention that it did not take her as many shots when she fired the first shot the year before. We don't have enough time to read all our athletes' achievements, so I'll just mention a couple of standouts. Lucas Furlan World Junior Team Champion, Universal Trap, Italy 2022. Commonwealth Junior, ISSF Trap Champion, 2023. Australian Junior, Universal Trap Champion, 2023. Selected for the Australian Junior, ISSF Trap World Championship Team, Korea, 2023. Selected for the Australian Junior Universal Trap Champion, World Championships, Team Spain, 2023. Ollie Zalesna, Australian Junior DDL Point Score Champion, 2023. Australian Junior DDL Team High Gun Champion, 2023. Selected for the Australian Junior DTL Trap World Championship Team, South Africa, 2023. Selected for the Australian Junior ISSF Trap World Championship Team, Korea, 2023. As part of our clay target program, we do some goal setting, and the most common goal is to represent Australia. Last year was the 6th year of the GSA clay target program with clay target shooting. We have now had 7 individual athletes represent Australia, with Lucas and Ollie being number 6 and number 7. It is very exciting as a coach as we look forward to commencing this year's program to look through the list and wonder who will be number 8. That's all. Thank you.
Well done, Andrew. Thank you. That's not bad. That's more than one Australian representative every year. It's pretty good.
All right.
Yes, you are going all right. Actually, I think that deserves a round of applause. 7 Australian representatives. And this time I'm not going to forget to invite the sponsor up. Michael Crane, would you please come up to help with the presentations? While Michael's making his way up here, Crane Civil and Engineering offers a wide range of services to the civil construction and infrastructure build sectors across eastern Victoria and southern New South Wales. And thank you very much for your sponsorship of this program. And the athletes are Aidan Bartlett, Chelsea Beachy, Hunter Crane, Andy Daly, Liam Furley, Jake Furlan, Lucas Furlan, Jasmine Kent, Zaylin Lynch, Luke Manella, Kaylin McCurdy, Alicia McGrath, Isaac Robinson, Gemma Shanti, Sienna Smith, Dakota Suckling, Kira Waldron, Logan White, Cooper Williams, and Ollie Zalesna. Don't be scared to clap. Now, I've been told by the producer that he would like you to stand over here, please. Over this way, is that right, Steve? Over here, please. If I could get you athletes just to come back and stand up on the stage. Yes, no? I'm not having. Come up here. Steve would like to get a good image of you all, so if you can face the camera. While we're doing that, the Crane Civil and Engineering Clay Target Shooting nominee for Phil Shelley Award is Adrian Cousins. Unfortunately, Adrian isn't here, but Adrian has assisted with the Clay Target program for the past 4 years and goes above and beyond the requirements of what is requested of any of our coaches. He is a 3-time world champion in CTS in the skeet event. To have him assist us in coaching and the GSA Clay Target athletes on a regular basis is greatly appreciated. So please put your hands together for Adrian Cousins. The Clay Target Shooting nominee for the David Drain Award is Alicia McGrath. Alicia is dedicated to improving in her sport and continually puts in an extra efforts with her training sessions. She won the South East Zone of Victoria School Persons Championship in 2022. And the Crane Civil and Engineering Clay Target nominee for the Tim Forsyth Award is Lucas Furlan. He, as you've heard, World Universal Trench Championship in 2022, Team Gold, Australian Junior Team Under 21, National Level Commonwealth ISSF Track Championship 2023, and Junior winner and Open finalist. Lucas performed exceptionally well at the World Championships in Italy 2022 and played a huge part in the Australian Under 21 team winning gold. Lucas was only 15 years old at the time and was the youngest competitor at the World Championships. Following on from the team win at the World Championships, Lucas won individual gold at the Commonwealth Championships in January in the in the Under 21s at just 16 years of age, and also qualified third for the Open final. Congratulations. And thank you to the Crane Civil and Engineering Clay Target Shooting. My microphone's going funny. People say I can talk underwater. Sounds like I'm talking underwater. Okay, thank you. I think it's okay. Thank you. Our next presentation is to the Victorian Regional Academy of Sports Parasport Project 2022. We will call Kayla Wilson up. There are 5 athletes in this program: Lockie Bellion, Luke Nissen, Melanie Diplock, Bo Vernon, Will Firth and Kayla Wilson. And Kayla is the sole representative of the program tonight for many good reasons, and she will tell us a little bit about the program.
Oh no, that's starting to go really bad. Thanks, mate.
So welcome up, Kayla. Can you just tell us a little bit about the Parasport project?
So the VRS Paras project is for regional athletes for paradisability. So this runs every year. There's a camp at Essendon Football Club and there's multiple other clinics throughout the year. The VRS Parasport help us with funding and just helps us overall.
And what at the camps, what's involved in them?
So the VIS usually come and support us and they teach us about our pathways and how we can improve and get to the VIS.
And how long have you been part of that program?
So the program's been running for 3 years so since then.
And you've been in it since then. And what's your sport?
Swimming.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much, Kayla. We will present you with your certificate because the other athletes aren't here. Thank you. Congratulations. Also, just wanted to let you know that that project is in partnership with Paralympic Australia and the Victorian Regional Academies of Sport. And I think Kayla might have been mentioning there the VIS as well, which is the Victorian Institute of Sport, for those of you who may not be aware. Our next program, volleyball. Could we please have Chris Axford come to the stage? Yay!
In the words of Luke Campbell, the head coach, for the 2023 program, we had a large player turnover, which meant over half the squad were new athletes. We had 7 girls and 8 boys in the program, which we would love to double in future years. We welcome Chris Axford and Lockie Morland as a permanent assistant coach aboard, and having more local coaches involved is a real strength for the future of the program. All the coaches would like to thank the athletes and parents for their commitment to the program. We had an 81% attendance rate. That included 2 athletes with serious injuries. Excluding them, we were over 95% super work. Making the travel to training could be a challenge, but Gippslanders just seem to just make it happen, which is endlessly impressive. To the kids, well done on your improvement, respect it, but don't be satisfied with it. We want more because you have more to go on your volleyball and sporting journey. Thank you to Anita and her support staff at GSA.
Thank you, Chris. Chris is one of the assistant coaches of the program. And the athletes are Jeremy Bermudez, Sienna Carruthers, Jacob Churchill, Natalie Churchill, Seth Germain, Ayla Jerebic, Jack Johnson, Josh Markham, Amber Mason, Georgia Mills, Antonella Olmedo, Magnus Percy, Will Roberts, Casey Slater, and Ace Yazana. So if you could please make your way over here so that we can see you in some nice light. No? Come on over here. Come on, get closer. Get closer. Come on. How's that, Steve? Good? Okay. Okay, and so the volleyball nominee for the David Drain Award is Will Roberts. Will had a 100% attendance to start with. His level really picked up from a somewhat unco boy to a more athletic young man. Working with either the higher level or lower level athletes, Will always got the most out of a season. Will is a good example of someone who looked like a volleyballer but took a lot of training to start turning into a volleyballer. He has achieved this by being an attentive trainer and listening to instruction. Also, his body catching up to his size makes a huge difference. Congratulations. Well done. And as with the netball, this program has the Darryl White Award, and the nominee for volleyball is Jack Johnson. Jack plays in the State Men's League. At regional, he plays in the men's local competition and has improved his physicality, and he was saying earlier before how important strength and conditioning is. During the program, he's put on a couple of kilograms of muscle and is playing a faster, more determined level of volleyball. Sorry, I said netball. Jack is the most consistent trainer with the best attitude throughout each season. As a shorter athlete, he needs to make up for that in skill, speed and execution, which he does very well. Congratulations, Jack. Now, we're going to have you need to go and have some photos. Thank you. We're going to have a 5-minute break. We're going to come back with the overall winners, and then we will have some closing remarks from the Executive Officer, Anita Pistrin. So, quick break, and we'll be back. A board member, Howard Williams, to the stage, please. Yes, Howard, come on up. And it says here he may speak briefly, but I don't know whether that's giving you permission or whether that's because you want to.
Most of these award nights, I'm sitting at a table with Phil Shelley actually, and so it gives me a lot of pleasure to present the Phil Shelley Award. I've known Phil basically because of the academy. I was aware of him as a basketballer around the valley, but it was his work with the academy and the fact that I was keen to get volleyball involved that I first really got to know Phil in a ongoing way. So let's open the envelope.
I'll just re-announce the nominees. Just re-announce them.
Right.
So just a reminder of the nominees from the Cranes Civil and Engineering Clay Target Shooting Program, Adrian Cousins, the Dock Shop Netball Program, Joe Bellinger, and the Morwell Bowling Club Swim Program, Lisa Orteri. And the winner is...
The winner is... Completely. The Phil Shelley Award for this year is Joe Bellinger.
Woo, Joey!
Come up into the light.
Hang on, Joey.
This one as well. This is just a new one, you won't see mine. All good?
There you go.
Firstly, I would like to say this is an absolute honour to win the Phil Shelley Award. I'd like to thank Judy very much. She got me into the GSA program. She's been a great inspiration to me and someone I've looked up to always, and you know, thanks for all your inspiration and your encouragement and everything that you've done for me. It's actually, you know, pushed me to where I've come now, and, you know, I really love coaching the junior players and making sure that they're doing the best that they can do. And, you know, it's actually a great award to have won, and yeah, I'm very honoured. And I just want to thank Anita for all the work that she's done. Thank you to Jim and the GSA. Thank you to the Doc Shop that support the netball program. It's an amazing program. The GSA and, you know, the athletes have had an absolutely, you know, fantastic program, and they've had a lot of support through, you know, a lot of special coaches like Sue Hawkins, Judy, and, you know, we've had people from the Hawks where I coach now, and the program is amazing, and, you know, the athletes get a lot out of it. So I'm very proud to have won this award, and I thank everyone that's supported me, and especially Judy. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. That's made me a little bit excited, just to say the least. Very well deserved. And for those of you that don't know, she's a bit of a golfer and tennis player too. Goes all right, she does. So, think VIS at one stage, Joe? Yeah, look at that for golf. See, nothing but the best for us. Okay, on with the show. Now, on to the David Drain Encouragement Award. And please, could I have GSA board member Jenny Lewis to come up and assist with the presentation. Just before Jenny comes to the microphone, I'll remind everyone of the nominees. Alicia McGrath from Crane Civil and Engineering Clay Target Shooting, Isha Hibbert from the Doc Shop Netball Program, Ash Nichols, Moore Bowling Club Swimming, Patrick Dorian Tennis, and Will Roberts Volleyball.
Thank you, Judy, and congratulations to all the nominees. The winner of this year's David Drain Award is Ash Nichols.
Just a quick thank you to everyone at Gippsland Sport Academy for making all this possible, and to Relbourne Swimming Club and Mum for making me who I am. Thanks.
Congratulations, Ash. Thank you, Jenny. And now on to the Darryl White Special Achievement Award. And if I could please ask the man himself, Darryl White, to come up and make the presentation. And while he's coming up, I'm going to remind you of the two nominees because I know he'll have something to say. The nominees are from the Doc Shop Netball Program, Lara Noblet, and from the Volleyball Program, Jack Johnson.
Well, good evening, everyone, and it's what a great night, and to have it happen here at the Moore Bowling Club in this new facility that we have experiencing for the first time tonight, and to see all of you in this room, and especially what we've been listening to tonight, the quality of the athletes that are within this room is fantastic, and as it's been mentioned by all those who have been speaking tonight, it can't happen without parents supporting the youngsters, about coaches educating the youngsters, and of course the administration of the academy, the board, and through Anita and all her team that really the engine room that makes this Gippsland Sports Academy what it is today. And just reflecting, having received the award earlier this evening for 25 years, it has been a long journey, but it's been a rewarding one to see all the athletes grow and develop and take on the world as far as they're realising their full potential in their chosen sport, And that's what it's all about. It's about creating the opportunity within the Gippsland regional setting for it all to happen, and for the youngsters to be able to realise that this opportunity is there before them and to take full advantage of it and be proud Gippslanders. That's what it's all about, folks. So it's a great honour for me to here tonight to present the Darryl White Award winner. And I think you mentioned the nominees, did you, Judy?
Yes, Lara and Jack.
Rattle, rattle, rattle. And our winner of this year's Darryl White Award is Lara Noblet.
Yes, yes. And Amanda.
I would just like to say thank you to all the coaches at GSA and for my parents and for all my fellow teammates.
Thank you, Lara. And our final award, the Tim Forsyth Sporting Excellence Award. If I could call the chairman of the GSA board, Jim Vivian, up to the stage to assist with presentations. And as he's making his way up, I will remind you of the final nominees. From the Crane Civil and Engineering Clay Target Shooting, Lucas Ferlin. From the Mall Bowling Club Swim Program, Olivia Holmes. Riley Nave from tennis. And the winner is...
This year's winner of the Tim Forsyth Award is Lucas Ferlin.
Firstly, I'd like to thank the GSA for allowing clay target shooting to be a part of the Gippsland Sports Academy. There's not too many academies out there that have clay shooting. Secondly, to my coach Andrew, he's put countless hours into me and is always allowing me to train whenever I need to, and always helping me out when I'm struggling at times. And lastly, I'd like to thank my family for sacrificing many hours and even days to put into me, and thanks to Dad, Mum and Dad for taking me everywhere I need to and allowing me to get to places that I need to compete. So thank you, everyone.
What an amazing winner. Congratulations. A true investment in excellence. And for our final part of the night, I'd like to call the Executive Officer of the Gippsland Sports Academy up to the stage, Anita Pistrin, for her closing remarks.
Good evening all. Thank you all for being here tonight and celebrating our athletes and their achievements. I would like to firstly start with thanking the Mall Bowling Club for this wonderful new venue, and I would like to specifically recognise Tina, who has worked for many months in getting the venue ready and has been amazing in making tonight so special. We continue to be extremely proud of our athletes and that we are a part of their sporting journey. Athletes have many parts and we are happy that we can be a small part of it. At the GSA, we have seen athletes attend the Olympics, Paralympics, World Champions and just recently an NBA championship. Where not all athletes will reach these top championship successes, for an athlete is varied. We have seen athletes go on from the GSA, attend US colleges, athletes who have become coaches who pass on their sporting knowledge, athletes who have made their love of sport their business and get to work with their sport every day. Wherever your path will take you, we are honoured to be a part of it. These achievements cannot be gained by an athlete alone, and they are helped by many people around them. I would like to thank not only the athletes for their attendance, performance, dedication to their sport and to the GSA, but also to the parents who time and again play a huge part in their children's sporting achievements, driving them to and fro, feeding them, picking them up emotionally when they need it, and always cheering them on. To the coaches who dedicate their time endlessly to their sport, to their athletes, and of course to the GSA. The sponsors, without which we would struggle to provide the services our athletes require. Your support is invaluable. And to the GSA board members who give up their time to ensure the GSA continues to provide assistance to Gippsland athletes. All of you have an investment in excellence by helping the GSA assist these athletes to achieve. Without this network of people, the GSA would not be able to contribute to sport in Gippsland. For that and more, I thank you. And to finish off this year's acknowledgements, I must thank Tanya Veenman, our Finance Admin Officer, and Jude Bergman, our new Programs Admin Officer, who worked diligently to keep our programs running. To Judy Bahaja and her lively MC duties, and to the panel of athletes who tonight told their stories. To Steve and Roger from Anderson Video and Kauda for their assistance with the PowerPoint presentation and live streaming. Steve and Roger have actually been with us for more than 10 years, about 13 years now, and although they have retired from everything else, they are still with me, and that I am actually very grateful for. To Michael McHaley, who is always assisting us with the photography. We at the GSA have so much more to do to assist athletes across Gippsland, and we can only do it with your support. We thank you for all your efforts so far, and we look forward to continuing this journey with you. Travel home safely, and we will see you all on the 17th of May next year, right here at this amazing new venue, the Ball Bowling Club. So go home, put it in your diaries.
Thank you, Anita, and thank you everyone for your attendance tonight. I'm sure you've had a great time. I've had an absolute blast up here. Travel home safely and all the best in your sport. Thank you.